Why, in a city like London, despite having around 480 mosques and more than 100 active places of worship, must prayers still be held in the middle of the street? Is it an act of worship or a display of power? Especially when such behavior is even restricted or prohibited in many countries where Islam originated. This is not just a religious act. It is also a way of demonstrating power, asserting presence, and conveying the message that nothing should stand in their way. From their perspective, even if urban order, public movement, or general laws are disrupted, there should still be no obstacle to holding congregational prayer. On the other hand, when prayers are held in the street, there is practically no clear oversight regarding who stands as the imam and who leads the congregation. Anyone can step forward without a formal framework or accountability. This elevates the issue beyond a simple act of worship and turns it into a social and security concern. Cases such as the recent one in London, where Abdul Halim Khan, an imam of a mosque in East London of Pakistani origin, was convicted of 22 counts of rape and sexual assault, having deceived women from the same mosque through promises and abuse of trust, show that this concern is not merely hypothetical and can have real and dangerous consequences. Even from the perspective of religious principles themselves, prayer has specific rules and conditions, from the cleanliness and purity of the place to the respect and appropriateness of the environment. This raises the question: how compatible is praying in the middle of the street, on a surface whose cleanliness is uncertain, and with shoes that have passed through all kinds of places, with the very principles that are constantly emphasized? This concern becomes even more serious when considering the streets of cities like London or those in France, where dogs and cats frequently pass, and traces of their urine or even feces may be present on the ground. In such conditions, an important question arises. According to Islamic teachings, is it valid to perform prayer on surfaces that may be contaminated in this way? Even Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and an atheist figure in the country's politics, has faced a large wave of legal and illegal migration during his term, a significant portion of which comes from Muslim communities, and has tried to manage this situation politically and administratively. Critics of Starmer also argue that in many cases he shows a high degree of sensitivity in defending the positions of Muslim communities, both within Britain and regarding developments in the Middle East. They see this approach as a continuation of Britain's long-standing policy, one that has consistently sought to use divisions, populations, and religious and ethnic coalitions to maintain its influence. If this trend continues, Britain may, in the coming decades, become one of the most powerful countries in the West, with a significant Muslim population and influence, a country whose political structure is led by non-believers. According to official census data, the Muslim population in England and Wales is around 6.5%, nearly 4 million people, and its share in some major cities is much higher than the national average. This growth is a combination of a younger population, higher birth rates, and migration. The result? Politics and urban management are gradually reflecting this change. For example, the mayor of London is Muslim, Sadiq Khan, and in recent years, Muslim mayors, often in council or ceremonial roles, have been elected in various cities such as Birmingham, Oxford, Luton, Blackburn, Sheffield, Oldham, and Rochdale. In other words, a community that was once considered the other has now, in many places, become part of the official structure. Discussions around integration, identity, education, and values have also intensified. British schools are required to teach about different religions, and Islam is one of them. Even in baby name statistics, the name Muhammad has repeatedly been among the most popular boys' names in recent years. So the question is this just migration? Or is it a major transformation that is going to turn England into the largest Islamic power in the West in the future? England was built by geniuses, but today it is governed by fools who can no longer distinguish the line between freedom, disorder, and cultural collapse.